Hi everyone, today I'm going to be trying out the Slapchop technique for the first time. As you may know from my previous videos, I'm a beginner painter, so I have a simple troll mini here to paint. So let's get started. Okay, here we've got our model which has already been primed black, and we've got our cheap gray acrylic paint, and we're going to start by putting some of that on our palette. And then we're going to take our dry brush and take some of that gray paint and work it into our brush. And we're going to take it and put it onto our paper towel and work it in some more. And then take most of that off. Once most of it has been taken off, we're ready to start dry brushing our model. And we are going to try and dry brush our model all over. While doing our gray dry brush, we're going to try and avoid the recesses and crevices and leave those areas black. I'm going to need to switch to a smaller dry brush to reach certain areas, so you might need to do that as well. And for the sake of time, I'm going to fast forward through a lot of the painting process for this step, and I'm also going to finish part of it off screen, so I'll be back once this step is done. Okay, so we've got our model that's already had its gray dry brush done, and we've got our cheap white acrylic paint here. We're going to put some of that on our palette, and once again we're going to work that into our dry brush, and then we're going to take most of it off before starting to dry brush our model. For this dry brush, we're going to focus on the raised edges and the areas of the model that we want to be the brightest when we're done. The white dry brush should cover less areas than the gray dry brush did. Once again, I'm going to fast forward through most of this and finish it off screen, and I'll be back when we're ready for the next step. Okay, here we've got our mini that's been primed black, had a gray dry brush, then had a white dry brush. Our mini is now ready for the next step of the slap chop method, and we're going to paint his skin absolution green. Okay, here we've got our absolution green speed paint from Army Painter, so we're going to put some of that on our palette. And then we've just got a regular paintbrush here, so we're going to get some of that on our brush. And then we're going to get an even application of our paint all over his skin. And once again, for the sake of time, we'll be back once we finish this step and we're ready to move on to our next step. So here's our troll with his absolution green. So now he's ready for his hardened leather once he's dry. So here we've got our hardened leather, so we're going to take some of that and put it on our palette. And then we'll get some of that and put it on our brush. And we're going to put that on all of his clothes. So he's got a cloth around his waist, and then he's got some rags around his wrists as well. So we're going to paint those up, and again we're going to speed that up and finish that off screen to save time. Okay, so now our troll's got his clothes and his skin painted on, and now he's ready for his next step. We've got our grim black here, and we're going to put some of that on our palette and then grab some of that with our regular paintbrush and paint the hair of our troll. He's got some on the back of his head, and he's got a bit of a beard, and that's the remaining uncovered areas of our troll. And we're going to speed that up and finish painting it off screen, and we'll be back when that's done. Here's our troll with all of his grim black applied. Our troll's skin is a little bit darker than I'd like, so we're going to do a little bit of a dry brush with the feral green. We've already done a lot of dry brushing in this video, so we're just going to go through this very quickly. We're going to use our feral green to catch all the high points while still maintaining the color of the absolution green underneath. And we're going to fast forward through this, and we'll see you at the end. Okay, so here's our completed troll with his feral green highlights. We've also done his eyes with just a gray eye with a little black dot. So this was my first time trying the slap chop technique. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more videos. If there's anything you'd like to see me try for the first time in a video, leave it down in the comments below.